Just besides the Seal River in the city of Zurich, you'll find the Kraftwerk El-Ghannam, a former power transformer facility. Today it serves as an event location, hosting this year's Vintage Computer Festival. Obsolete computer technology is my passion. I'm the Vintage Collector, and these are my stories. For sure, it's definitely more crowded than last year's location, but the flair of the location makes it well fit for the event, and no matter where you look, you'll find some precious gems everywhere. I never actually saw a disco ball in a PC, and it more than not reminds me of that famous video. Oh well, but it seems that 24 years old Quake 3 Arena can still be fascinating in the present. And so surely is the Mac, from the early Lisa through later Macs featuring the evolution of Mac OS. And like many vintage machines, this one has been brought back to life using a modern day's ST to SCSI adapter, sometimes the only way to bring it up again. But sometimes there's simply no help when it comes to leakage and corrosion caused by battery acid. That's why batteries should always be removed and stowed separately to prevent any such damage. As I'm walking by the exhibit, the IBM PC corner not only reminds me to fix the IBM XT, but also be playing around with that dot matrix printer I have. At least I was not the only one building a disk copy station. Although while mine clearly serves the purpose for recreating old disk media, this one here is intended the other way around, to save data on old media to modern day's media. Apparently I also came by some old friends I definitely had a lot of fun with in the old days, LeChuck and Guybrush Threepwood, whom still has not managed to really become a pirate, I guess.
Look behind you, a three-headed monkey.
Wait, what? Ah, never mind. Say what you want, Silicon Graphics made the most beautiful machines ever. Period. I mean, look at this.
Fascinating. It has built-in coffee cup holders.
I'm doing myself some hobbyist electronics design here and there, but modern day's fritzing is definitely no comparison to this rather archaic piece of software for the Atari. But still, nothing to be laughing at, as it offered most of what you need to get the job done for PCB design some 30 years ago. And while I was aware about various types of cross-platform PC coprocessor boards, in the old days where pure software emulation was still science fiction, this was the only way for cross-platform computing. And today I learned there once was a product called Janus, an ISA plug-in board for your 386 or better PC, bringing you an entire 68K CPU with up to 32 MB of RAM to run TOS concurrently on your PC. The base board cost 900 Deutschmark at the time, though it came without any RAM. This you had to get separately, 2 MB at the minimum, asking for at least another 300 Deutschmark at the time.
What's this?
This is the Virtual Boy, Nintendo's attempt at the 3D Game Boy.
Es ist dreidimensional. Es ist schrecklich.
It was a dud, as people had expected a truly portable system, much like maybe an Oculus Rift these days. However, aside from missing game titles taking advantage of the 3D mode, the inability to wear the goggles but to use this uncomfortable stand instead set its fate to oblivion. It's longer than you think that people have been using computers for composing music, be that in the early days with the C64 featuring the famous SID. And the demo scene is still thriving today, pushing systems to their limits. It was nice to hear some retro music at the event, as it added quite some ambience. But switching topics, there is Oscar's beautiful recreations of DEC PDPs, of which I have the PyDP11 myself. And look how nicely he was asking to keep fingers off.
Looks like gibberish to me.
Not much more than this.
Oh my, you're really into Blur, are you?
Oh yes, but this Blur, as you call it, is a perfect emulation of the very first digital video camera, the Kromenko Cyclops of 1975. It obviously used a modified MOS memory chip, which had the top cover removed and replaced by a glass lid. The memory cells would change their value from 1s to 0s the stronger the light exposure was. And this could then be captured as a blurry and very pixelated image. But hey, it worked, and not so much different than today, although with a stunning resolution of 0.001 megapixels. Now, this is part of the stunning replicas of the IMSI 8080 and the Kromenko Z1 created by David McNaughton. Thanks for sharing your time in explaining me these tidbits. Now I'm set on fire for looking into this, especially as the Kromenko Z1 can run Unix System 4, and these replicas would make a true addition to my Alta Arduino 8080 and the PyDP11 replicas. As always, there was too much to see, not halfway enough time for everything. I would have loved to join some of the talks and also meet this year's special guest, David John Pleasance, former general manager of Commodore Electronics in Switzerland. But everything has its time and family is waiting. Still, I can only recommend to pay a visit to any vintage meetup, whether that's the one in Switzerland or any other near your own locality. There's always something new to learn. I'm the Vintage Collector, and this was my story for today. Thanks for watching, and see you again next time.